Go on in.
James staring at Renee, at table with Shelly, and a black woman with vague resemblance to Laura. The name Renee means reborn through baptism.
Her name is Renee.
And the 50-minute 30-second point is James remembering through infinity. Me near Laura. During the Sharp-Dressed Man episode is he zigzagging between memories of Donna Renee.
For a moment or two. And then he says, have maintenance. In other words, the fun of the games is over trying to find the hum.
Yeah, you wait for the delivery. Don't forget to sign the invoice. I'm gonna go check the furnaces.
Okay, now Scott.
Remember.
Come on, Freddy.
Frederick Sykes.
Tally back. Flame it. Cut it.
There is no one else like David Lynch, and it's reassuring that, you know, from his point of view, and he said it himself, he said...
Robert Fulford, the first of two, 1964. It's amazing that you got anything out of my writing at all, since you misconceived my entire procedure. One, do not move along lines.
Copy is photographed through a fine screen of 65 lines.
64. It's amazing that you got anything out of my writing at all, since you misconceived my entire procedure. One, do not move along lines.
65 lines to the inch.
Give me this to rush.
Okay, lights out.
Every available development of science and engineering has been utilized to get the story to the reader in the shortest possible time. And now, the latest miracle of news gathering, sending pictures by wire.
Long distance supervisor, I want a clear circuit to the Daily News for picture transmission. Please keep this line clear.
Here's the Daily News. Go ahead, please.
Wide world wired photo.
This is Mobile Unit number 1 in the valley. Ready with pictures of stunt car and airplane.
Give me your signal.
There are several numbers that will take you to certain places if you dial the correct number. So all these numbers start with X.
Look up at the clock. 2:53. 2 5, 3. What does that add up to? That's what is that?
Completion.
Number of completions. Where do you go?
I work for David Lynch.
Yeah, okay.
Start with X.
Okay, so and then, so then you get him to look up there, and you see it. Okay, then that's a time. That's holding. It's holding. An opening is holding for you right now. Okay. You got the key.
Yeah.
The opening is there.
Okay.
And it's coming. Closer and closer, and that tone is coming.
Yeah.
That they heard in the Great Northern,
Yeah.
in the boiler room, and all this kind of stuff. And it's coming here in the sheriff's station, and the opening is there ready for you, and you take her hand, and you both sort of know it takes.
And you don't know until you dial the phone where you're going to go.
What's your telephone number?
Audrey. Audrey? Audrey?
I see your face.
Although it took years to perfect, the technique of sending pictures by wire is comparatively simple. It's not a matter of sending the whole picture at once, but of separating the picture into fine lines, sending those lines over a wire and assembling them at the other end. Let's suppose we have a picture or a pattern which we want to send to another location, and the only way to send it is through a small tube. For our purpose, we'll make this picture on closely wound string. A light is focused on the picture, and as the drum revolves, this light scans the picture from top to bottom on this line.
The sheriff's laid out and got sitting in Washington. I'd been an was this from New York City.
It's amazing that you got anything out of my writing at all, since you misconceived my entire procedure. One, do not move along lines. I use points like the dots in a wire photo. That is why I must repeat my points. Again, insights are not points of view.
At the same time, the drum is moving slowly along in front of the light, so that every part of the picture is scanned. If we stop the drum and look inside the case, then remove the condensing and amplifying apparatus, leaving only the optical system, we see that as this light strikes each part of the picture, it is reflected back through a lens and an aperture. The aperture allows only 1/100th of an inch of the picture to pass through at a time, so that the picture is scanned in fine lines. The light that gets through the aperture goes into the photoelectric cell. This cell contains a plate made of a metal that has a distinct reaction to light.
I use points like the dots in a wire photo.
Through the plate when it is exposed to a lot of light. Very little electric current will pass through if the cell is dark. Therefore, when there is a white spot on the picture, a lot of light is reflected from it into the photoelectric cell, and a lot of current passes through the plate. If there is a dark spot on the picture, little or no light is reflected from it onto the plate, and very little current will pass through it. The current is then radiated into the receiver of the telephone set, where the
and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it all. There's at least 12 dimensions. And now now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected.
Is reflected from it.
Artificially projected.
What's happening to me?
Someone manufactured you.
What?
For a purpose. But I think now that's been fulfilled.
It has?
To the plate, and very little current will pass through it. The current is then radiated into the receiver of the telephone set.
No, the most wanted man's treasure.
Yes, yeah, the ring out of a monastery bell is the same quality. And it's sort of cosmic.
Yes! Come in! How did it go?
Not well. I said, hello, Diane. She said, this is about Cooper, isn't it? I said, maybe. She said, and I quote, no fucking way.
Oh!
What does the O stand for?
Okay. You got the key.
Yeah.
The opening is there,
okay.
And it's coming, closer and closer, and that tone is coming.
Yeah.
That they heard in the Great Northern.
Yeah.
Roger O. Thornhill. What does the O stand for?
Oh!
Next on
The ring out of a monastery bell has the same quality. Or the...
Through fold space. In the space-time continuum, it's like 100 years. It's a second. And we transmit our data up.
I understand.
Telephone coils pick up the energy or current and send it over the line to the wired photo receiving set. On the receiving machine, these currents are then transferred into corresponding lines on a photographic negative wrapped on a similar drum.
Through fold space.
On a photographic negative wrapped on a similar drum.
That is why I must repeat my points. Again, as I not points of view, I do not have a point of view.
Your head, Alice. Listen up. It's all in your head.
On anything, I am interested only in modalities and processes. You assume that I have a point of view. No wonder I sound arrogant. My main theme is the extension of the nervous system in the electric age, and thus the complete break with 5,000 years of mechanical technology.
The agrarian revolution, pushing of specialism all the way, and then suddenly we encounter the electric.
So maybe he's in a fugue state. Done.
or electromagnetism.
Turns out going AWOL in a fugue state.
Divine thunder, by verbal translation. By putting our physical bodies inside our extended nervous systems, by means of electric media, we set up a dynamic by which all previous technologies that are mere extensions of hands and feet and teeth and bodily heat controls. All such extensions of our bodies, including cities, will be translated into information systems. Electromagnetic technology requires under human docility and quiescence of meditation such as befits an organism that now wears its brain outside its skull and its nerves outside its hide. Man must serve his electric technology with the same servo-mechanistic fidelity with which he served his coracle, his canoe, his typography.
No email, no social media. What is it, the virtual reality?
His typography, and all other extensions of his physical organs.
Called Second Life.
Welcome to the third.
Wires don't talk.
The time is 2:59. We've only got 1 minute. For God's sake, lives are hanging in the balance.
Okay, Captain, you're all patched in.
Sweet! 3 o'clock. Just in time for Chopper Dave.
You know, Captain, cable piracy is a crime.
Chopper Dave's on. I don't remember this episode. Looks cool.
We must evacuate!
3, 2, this show rocks.
The world of ether is huge.
C-Lab was totally vaporized. Does vaporize mean nothing happened to it? What in the hell? And who the heck are those guys? That's us. We did that 15 minutes ago. Dude, check me out. I'm like a little otter. A sexy little otter. Damn, that shockwave created a subspace fracture. Take that, subspace. Shut up. No. The damage to subspace has caused a temporal distortion. We've gone...
Hang back a step, Doc.
Might want to anyway.
back in time.
Nice.
But there is this difference, that previous technologies are partial or fragmentary, and the electric is total and I am inclusive. An external consensus or conscious is now as necessary 58 understanding medium as private consciousness.
I don't really fuck with the metaverse.
With the new medium, however, it is also possible to store and to translate everything, and as for speed, that is no problem.
I'm inquiring into possible bias.
No further acceleration is possible this side of the light barrier.
We encounter the electric or electromagnetism, which seems to have a totally different principle. Is it, for some people feel, an extension of our nervous system, not an extension of merely of our bodies. If the wheel is an extension of feet and tools of hands, back, arms, the electromagnetism seems to be in its technological manifestations an extension of our nerves and becomes mainly an information system. It is above all a feedback or looped system. The peculiarity, you see, after the age of the wheel, you suddenly encounter the age of the circuit. The wheel pushed to an extreme suddenly acquires opposite characteristics. This seems to happen with a good many technologies, that if they get pushed to a very distant point, they reverse the characteristic.
This is taken over and over again. I do not say that it is a good format any. So what we need is a arrogant, like development or ready approach. Currently, the government cultural journalist Robert Fulford, D. 1932, was anticipated to early step of McLean's magazine. In 1968, he became editor of Saturday Night. This letter was a response to Fulford, Miss Low Patron of Understanding Media in McLean S. dealt with the crucial issues of this period. I'm as aware as his enemies are that his work is disorganized and erratic, but he has taught me more about this subject than any 6 well-organized, consistent writers.
It's reassuring that, from his point of view, and he said it himself,
Barney, enough with the floating Jor-El.
He's been living in the third place.
Stupid smartphone.
Who am I talking to? Andy, are you there?
His mother said he lived inside his computer.
That's Second Life bullshit.
Oculus Rifter.
So, virtual reality.
For quite a few years.
Oh, it's just my avatar guy. Whatever.
It's reassuring that, from his point of view, and he said it himself, he's been living in the third place for quite a few years. So if there was one person that was going to understand what we needed to communicate, one person that was going to really get to grips with the commercial, and one person that was really going to produce something that really no one had ever seen before, it was going to be David Lynch.
You know the red light? If we wanted to take his head off here and have it float ahead of him and come toward us, and his body walk behind him, okay? All right, Jason, action. Okay, now your head comes off and you veer to your left.
James, staring at you again.
And who is Philip Jeffries?
He's a former FBI agent.